in fact, Oloiya is now pivoting away from Chinese New Year.
I'm not worried about market. I'm not worried about where are we going. My only concern is our product damn good?
Do you think you guys make the best products out of all the bakwa companies in Malaysia? Hello, everybody. Welcome to V on Air's podcast series, The Whole Story. My name is Natalie Chai, and I am going to interview a couple of very impactful Malaysians through this podcast and to listen to their side of the story. So if you're tuning in from the RW Genting website, welcome. And if you're also strolling around Resorts World Genting while listening to this, we hope you'll tag us at Resorts World Genting. On today's episode of The Whole Story, I am joined by a pair of Malaysian brothers known for continuing their family's legacy business, the iconic, as you know it, the bakwa brand, Oloiya. And right here with us, we have Raymond and Peter. Welcome.
Hello, thanks for having us.
Hello. Wow, these two are two people that I've personally known for a very, very long time. We all went to school together, and I know that they have a very, very meaningful story behind, carrying their family's business along these years. So let's deep dive into that. So for the new generation of customers or listeners who are listening to us now, if you can give us a very short introduction of yourselves to our listeners and viewers.
Hello, everybody. I'm Raymond, the senior manager of Oloiya, high rank manager, or they call me, and I'm in charge of brand marketing. And for the past 15 years in the company, taking care of marketing, brand activities, campaigns, activations, new things. And I'm also the dreamer lah. And Peter is always the guy who make my dream happen lah.
Wow, is that true, Peter? What do you think?
So hi everyone, I'm Peter. So my core role in Oloiya really is on innovations and productions. I'm currently at the director level. He's actually director level, but like as a family business, we tend to put on titles for ourselves. But generally, we go by GM or director. And my core focus is on the production side of things. So like what Raymond said, someone can dream, but you need to have the milestones to match that kind of level where to make things happen, to get the collaborations come up. So my core focus really is a lot on R&D and innovation.
So Raymond focuses on expanding the dream of the brand, and you are in charge of making all of that dreams happen when it comes to making the products itself.
Well, yes, technically yes. So he's going to be the face of the company most of the time, and I'll be behind the scenes most of the time.
Exactly. So before we actually started this podcast, I had a couple of people from the team. They were like, hey, we don't see much of Peter when it comes to content, right?
Up till recently, they have been started to sell me, So
Yeah.
it's like doing two jobs at once.
My face cannot sell anymore.
Is it part of your idea to put him more into the videos, Raymond?
Part of Net's idea also.
Oh, part of that idea, yes. Part of your content consultant's idea. Okay, I think really to deep dive into this, on the topic of really carrying on a family's legacy, right? Let's all start from, like when you guys were kids. Is it like a business that has existed ever since you guys were born? And how were you guys introduced? And did you guys realize the scale of your family's business?
I think when we were still in school, Oloiya is something not cool. So I remember when in my high school time, I will see this yellow color van driving into the school, and I know, okay, means we need to go to the shop and help. Yeah. So After school. So Oloiya has been with us even before we were born. Before even the sperm go into the ovum, we are already Oloiya already. We have been Oloiya already. So yeah, so then but like I said back then, it's not cool. So even after school time when I started joining the company, I also don't find anything meaningful. I don't know what's the purpose of us being in the company, because when we look at it, because we don't know, 认知, we don't have that 认知. So it's like my kam lor. So the business is like that lor. So look at our parents like that lor, our grandparents like that lor. So it feels like nothing much that we can do, and nothing much that the company need us to do. That kind of feeling. So that there are times that few years I feel like I couldn't find any purpose there. But at that time also, Peter also went overseas studying already, I think.
This is after school, right?
Yeah.
That's after, I think that's during my 19, 20, 21, around that time. So then, back then, I think a few crises happened within the company. So that's when then I feel I need to be there. So I don't know, somehow there's this aura where it pushes me from the behind. And it's like,
An unknown power that just made you
yeah,
feel
I
like
don't know why, but because back then, my record was very bad, man. So
what
parents,
record, like your academic records.
no, uh, I have no academic records also lah. So my my personality, character records and everything. So I have been a very bad boy lah, very bad boy lah. So then whatever we do, the parents or my uncles or my grandmother, they wouldn't trust us because you are nobody. So you don't have that recognition, and
No
who are
credibility
you? No,
to-
yeah, no credibility. So I remember there's one crisis happened. It was some HR matter lah, some staffing matter in the factory. So where this old staff, very long time staff, is like a brother to us also. So something happened. So then this guy left the company. So at that time, my uncle, like he has no one else to help him at that time. But my uncle is the one always like don't put trust on me one. He feels like I cannot do anything one.
Say
That
lo
kind of-
day, like you're a young kid. Like what can you do?
yeah, things like that lah. But at that moment of time, I don't know why somehow I was sitting there. I felt like, you know, when you play arcade games, you have this credit. You know, you put the credit and you have one last chance to use the credit. So at that moment, I just insert the coin and I start my game. So that's when I feel I cannot lose my game. That's when I feel that's my last token. And if I fail, it's actually it's okay losing, but it's that kind of mentality where we didn't give up. So then I worked very, very, very hard, very, very, very hard, consecutively for I think many years until I see how they change, the way they treat me, the way they talk to me. I feel everything change. Then I realize it's not because of what we have done. It's more of our character building. So at that time, instead of my uncle always talk very harsh things to me, he became very supportive. I'm so shocked. I was like, oh, wow. Then my grandmother, my father, took me about 8 to 10 years. Then they slowly change
Their
their
perception
perceptions.
of you.
So till now, they were like, oh, you please talk to Raymond. Or not, Raymond is aware, or is Raymond aware? So now, oh, I don't know, you just talk to Raymond. So, I mean, this took me 10 to 15 years to earn my, now I have a lot of credit.
Family's
Lah.
trust.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, I remember back then, my father's still around. I worked for very hard 45 days. My father only paid me 1,000 plus. Yeah, even worse than our foreign labor. I was paid even lesser than the foreign labor. 家家地都係事頭仔嘛，係咪？Yeah，冇理由俾千零蚊嘅，1,000 plus 嚇，得千零蚊啫。For I work for 40 over days. I remember 1,000 plus only. But the achievement, that kind of achievement is the way they treat me, way more than the money.
I
Yeah.
see.
Then slowly, of course, we get more mature. Then a lot of things happen. Then we go through a lot of big things. Small things and big things happen. Then we grow lah. So
Right.
until
So that's
now.
that's your journey of like
Yeah.
from when you were a kid, you were embarrassed about that yellow van that drove into school,
Yeah.
and then you lived on your life as a naughty boy.
Bad boy.
Didn't get like trust from the family, but somehow something switched in you that made you feel like, hey, I want to be part of this, right? So just somehow you don't know what that was. But I want to know if that experience was the same for you, Peter, like since when you were young.
When I was growing up, the business has always been more of a responsibility than a calling initially. Yeah, it was so like what Raymond said. Before you were born, the brand name has been instilled on you. My grandfather used to carry the brand name, and then my father and my uncle carried the brand name. And then now somehow, it's always me or Raymond. Be like, oh, you are the Oloiya's grandson. Like the title, whether you like it or not, is just imposed on you without you don't have a say in it. But as you grow older, I think that's when things start to change. But when I was younger, I think I shared the same sentiment with Raymond. I never thought it was a cool thing to do. If I had an option, I don't think it would be my first choice. But that was coming from an angle where you lack the maturity to look at the bigger picture. And really, especially I think after COVID and whatnot, I personally have started venturing out and tried out different investments, and then I know how hard it is to actually to build something that is sustainable, something that has a brand name for itself. And it came to a point where after I graduated, me and Raymond, we had a long talk. I was going to jump ship and just stay over in UK after I graduated.
So you didn't want to be part of the business?
I wasn't. I think the whole idea of me wanting to go into the UK in the first place was really stemmed out of this very quiet kind of rebellion.
Stay away.
Yeah.
You
Like
want to stay away from Oloiya.
like I don't know why, but since I was a young kid, I think it was one of those moments where, like Raymond said, we were being brought to the shop to help out when we were very young, and my grandma, they were very strict, and back then I was in my primary school, high school, and I was collecting money at the cashier. And like there's no calculators, you do everything arithmetically, You're
Wow.
collecting the cash, 50 ringgit minus 34.20, then how much do you have to give back, And I guess that kind of became a base for our mathematics and our,
I see.
and I remember there was one incident where I think I gave a wrong change and I was like really reprimanded for it, and they're like, oh no, like it was Chinese New Year time. Everyone's tense and pressured.
And it's busy.
Short
Oloiya, it's
queues,
always
long
busy.
queues, not enough sleep,
Yeah.
And I think that particular moment was something that I always remember. And I think since then, quietly, I've always kind of wanted to get out or get out of the business, get out of the country.
Like just stay away from this whole family thing.
And funny enough, I think me and Raymond were quite different. He's more street smart, but I'm more on the academics.
Yeah.
So we kind of, for me myself, the way I see myself exiting is that okay, I'm gonna do well in my studies. I'm gonna plan out this is how I'm gonna go. This is my key to get out and things like that.
You were a science stream student?
I was a science stream student.
Okay, and Raymond was also...
Street stream.
Street stream.
He was in arts, yeah.
Okay, so they're already very different there. Okay, and then?
And from there on, actually, I was at a juncture where I was able to choose between architecture, medicine, or food science.
Right.
And I explored the options. I felt that for doctors, you don't really have work-life balance. For architecture, I don't think I want my hobby to become my job. And then it comes to a day when your hobby is your job, you might not enjoy it as much. And I thought but one thing I'm very sure is that I wanted to be a professional in some sense in an area of expertise or technically proficient.
Ooh.
So that's why I jumped on into food science, knowing that if at all anything else fails, I know I can always come back. It's still helpful to the company.
I see.
Yeah.
So all of this tumultuous journey of all of that, and then you mentioned just now you had a serious long talk with Raymond to see what happens next, right?
It was on
Basically,
a graduation day.
I told him.
You
basically.
told him?
Yeah, I told him.
Okay, come let's talk about the tooting session.
So the thing is, it was my graduation. We're in London, in the hotel in London. My mom was there, he was there, and we were talking about the future. And at one point, I did voice out my concern because I was actually offered to do my masters there, but also I was also offered the job because I was working there for a year. And I was quite keen to stay on actually. I mean, I was there for
Not out of rebellion, you
not
just
out of rebellious, but
genuinely wanted to
but
stay.
back then there was no standard to compare to. So my pay was sufficient. It wasn't a lot, to be honest. Most of it goes to rent in London anyway. But jet to you can kind of take a budget airline.
Yeah.
It's like 50, £100. You can explore Europe and all that. It was sufficient in a sense, but I think I didn't realize the consequences or or the bigger plan that was in there for me. And back then, I think I was little bit narrow-minded until I thought about it, and yeah, he really convinced me to come back lah. So
I want the drama though. Like, tell us about the drama.
Yeah,
I
basically
think
just
when it comes to
cheat
drama,
him.
Raymond.
the drama was like 飲水思源, you know. You drink the water, you need to appreciate where the source is from.
And this is something that Raymond would say to you.
Yeah,
Or?
he's very China. I think he uses all these idioms, you know.
Tell us more.
No, because back then I was alone by myself here.
Already
from-
running the business.
already in the business, and I'm the only representative from the third generation. So my second generation, my uncle, my father, my aunt is around. So to them, maybe you you may be the successor. Then you also trying out a lot of things. Then you also trying to prove yourself. Then my grandma is still around. My grandma is very dominant one. She's very dominant. She even dominates my father, my uncle. So
Oh,
imagine
wow.
I'm the grandchildren. So who are you to come to become the dominant me? You know, I'm trying to take over the
Who
whole
are you
thing.
to be the boss, you know?
Yeah lah, who are you to be the boss? Why you think you really the boss? Ah? So back then I really have that kind of courage. Now I lost it on. I don't know where.
You give it to your son,
唔知去咗邊度。
really.
Yeah, I think maybe it's maturity lah. Change us. We know a lot of things. Not worth losing sometimes. Then it's okay to lose also. Then that's where we learn more.
Right.
So whenever we let go, in fact, I gotten more. That's
Right.
what I felt.
So it is because of that courage you felt like you needed to rope Peter in
Yeah.
and be like, you
Because
gotta do
I
this.
see him like very chill there. I said, wow, I work here so damn hard. Always fighting with the family, smack the table, throw things, and then like the mood to tak out every day with the parents, you know, that kind of stress. Every night cannot sleep, then have to like also excuse to go and drink lah. So go and happy or whatever. You just and then party till morning, then next day go work again. So that kind of condition it's very sunful and it's very stressful. Then you are constantly trying to prove yourself. Then you constantly have to break through. Whatever stress, you cannot let the stress put you down. Then you have to fight through all the damn stress. You have to
Yeah.
struggle just to prove, and without having the ability to do so, but you still have to, because your team may doubt you, your managers may doubt you, your bosses may, everybody is doubting you. So at that time you need to go through all these doubts. You have to fight through all these doubts. Then you may, and it will take years, you know, every day, day by day, every day you have to go through all this.
Yeah, but what
Then
made you feel like you had to make sure Peter is in this hardship with you? What if he wants to do something he wants to do?
要死一齊死嘅。
What was your? I want to understand your mindset of like,
So
why
no,
does
back
my brother
then-
have to be in this with me?
because of course when he wants to go overseas, parents also very supportive one. They never force him to come back, but they
But I did.
and
I
at that
forced him
time
to come
and at that time actually the company wanted to fund Peter's studies, but he chose to not have to use company funds because he don't wants to owe the company. So
Silence
it's
rebellion.
like, oh, I don't owe you. So I want to go means I want to go. I don't owe you anything. I don't belong to you. I understand him also. So that's why I said, but the parents' financial come from the company. I said, then by myself, if I were to fight alone, it's very sunful, very struggling. But of course, not to fight, but after 10 years later, 15 years later, it's not about fighting, but we just need the matter of time to learn, keep learning. So at that time, I told him, I said, I really need somebody where I can talk to, where we are on the same, can speak the same language and also on the same channel. So somebody to discuss lah, because I don't have anybody to discuss, to share. So at some point, I feel many years back, I think 6, 7, 8 years back, I remember we had a lot of talk. So whatever I do, whatever decision I make, I always will inform him first what I do, what decision that I've made, and what are the plans, then what I want to do. I will always text him. I will always just note him, let him know. Then at least we are on the same page.
I feel like I need to give you some context, you
Yeah.
know.
Yes, tell us.
Yeah, the context is that Peter, Peter gets along with everyone on the board. Raymond doesn't.
Oh,
So
Yeah.
so he needs the support.
so he needs me to bridge the gap. Sometimes the things that we are trying to achieve is the same. There are many ways of saying the same thing, but just that his way is probably more abrasive, and I'm probably the better campaigner.
The 乖仔啦,
and I think
the
the issue with family business is there's two parts to it, right? There's a family part, and then there's a business part. But in a family business, I think the most important part is that respect, especially from the younger generation, is not given to you. It's not demanded. It's something that you need to earn, and you prove by giving track record. And I think for me, it was a lot easier because I guess Raymond is more similar to my father. But I think because I actually kind of, in a way, grew up in very independently. I was exposed to outside society more. I wasn't roped in immediately into the company. So for me, the way I see it is that, I don't carry this same mentality that, oh, I own the company. If you and I were both directors and we own the company, then, and if you are doing things out of your own pride, it actually comes down to an ego. You're fighting for ego. Wherever you're discussing on the table, in the boardroom, in the meeting room, it's no longer about the issue itself anymore. It becomes personal. So I think for me, but I've always taken the idea that I'm just stewarding the business. It's not really mine to begin with, but doesn't mean I don't have to do well. Like Laima, right? The child is not yours, but doesn't mean you don't put in a good job to do it, right? So that helps me to set apart that mentality where I don't want to carry on this selfish ideal that this company is mine. I'm the third generation, and then I have a share in it. I can do whatever I want to it, and I think because at the end of the day, there are many more partners in the business, and we need to look at things objectively. I think that's why before I came back, there's only a few things I clarified. Like criteria to come
Okay.
back. The first thing was
There's a list of criteria
yeah.
before you came back.
no lah, not really lah.
But I remember
so long he come
speaking.
back only.
For you, that's the idea,
Yeah.
but for him, he
but
needs
for
to get
me,
a couple of things.
I need to
Then
settle a few
slowly
things.
he will be Malaysianized.
Okay, what's the criteria?
So the first thing is that when it comes to shareholding control, who to give the shares to. The previous generation need to set the tone right. How are you going to carry on this entire idea? How is succession going to be like? I think this is not something that the third generation should be talking about. So I made sure that this was the first thing we tackle after we came back. So grandma, who you want to give your shares to, is up to you. You can assign it however you want, make it legal, but have a clear succession plan. What is acceptable, what is not. Do they deserve? Do they not deserve?
Did Raymond care about this or not?
No.
He didn't really care about
I think aside from the share control maybe, but there wasn't really a concept or idea of succession. But for me, very early on, I think one thing that I was looking at was dilution. So it's a common thing in family businesses, especially when few generations down the road. You're going to have your spouse, should the spouse take shares, you're going to have your kids, should the kids get shares, and then if it gets too diluted, then I think that's something that I was looking at. And I think back then I've been planning the thing a little longer. And the second thing was that being the latter generation, as we get roped into the business, I'm sure Raymond has heard it from our grandma before, like, "冇搞咁多嘢." Just carry on BAU, business as usual. Don't try to do anything funny. Don't innovate. Don't take loans. That's why, as a family business, I think we are quite risk averse. We've never really taken loans until me and Raymond came back into the company, because I think that's the issue that we tend to rely on cash so much that we actually avoid any risk. But if you don't take any risk, right, it'll become a very chill place. There's not going to be any pressure for the company to do better. There's no pressure for the managers.
So based on what you just said, this means that when both of you started to come together as a team, now it's like a new set of team, right? This is the third generation of a team, both of you, I would say. There are new strategies implemented already, things that you didn't used to do before. Both of you as brothers, you decided, hey, this is what we want to do, because without risk, we don't get this. That's when you two came together to create a new culture in the brand.
A lot of times I think we are still looking at the whole business model. So the whole Oloiya business model. So some people look at us, but things we always share in the company, like some kopitiam owners, their business, daily business, very good business one. Then I was looking at this kind of business, I would say, wow, 你就好啦，日日都咁好生意。Right? Every day also so busy ma. We also busy every day, but that kind of busy in the retail is not as busy like every day. Then my friend will tell me, 你就好啦，一年忙一次。Yeah, it's like, 又係哦。So because when
What is
we
the yet What like it's
like
basically
1
saying
year,
that you're only
like
busy once in the whole
our
year. When is
retail,
that?
our retail that kind of busy, that kind of workload is like 10 to 20 times of the normal month, the normal days, like
When is
during
your
Chinese New
busiest
Year.
period?
So
Chinese
it's
New Year.
like 1 to 2 months before Chinese New Year. That's the busiest month of all, and that 2 3 months will contribute 70% of the total revenue
Yeah.
from the company.
Wow,
In
up till
that,
today?
Yep.
yeah, it has been always has
In
been
fact,
this
the trend is skewing even more to like
Yeah.
75-25 during the
Yeah.
seasonal,
Yeah.
which is why one of the strategies that we are doing is to try to avoid the seasonal and look at how else we can diversify the markets. I think exports is something that we're looking at, new product development, something that's not bakwa, out of bakwa is also something in the pipeline. So we're trying a lot of different efforts where even in the past, we've tried to rebrand bakwa as a daily snack, but unfortunately, the mindset of this product is so ingrained in the season that it's very hard to make you eat mooncake during a non-mooncake season.
I
You know,
see. Yep,
so it's a
understand.
similar thing, similar analogy, and I think over the years, we've been making a lot of work in progress. We've tried, at least we've experimented with a lot of things. We've got new SKUs coming up. In fact, Oloiya is now pivoting away from Chinese New Year and redeveloping a new identity where we're synonymous to not just Chinese New Year, but at all the different Chinese cultural events or festivals.
Yeah, I realize that's been a thing that the brand has really been trying to do. So, Raymond, as the person who dreams, right, when it comes to all these different campaigns through the year, how do you brainstorm? How do you come up with ideas? How do you decide like this is where I want to stay relevant? Do you have a specific strategy when it comes to running the business through these different festivals?
Most of the time, when we don't really have that big picture, then it's a lot of times we try and error. This one, sometimes you hit, sometimes you don't hit and misses lah. Then I always want to think of something that it couldn't be replaced. It's irreplaceable. So we want to do something people cannot do. Let's say what we are doing now. Some other brands want to do something exactly similar, they cannot. It's not you. So I always want to pivot the brand into something you cannot be replaced. It's a very unique identity and character of the brand. So other than just pivoting towards that direction, we have to live out the content, 我们华人文化的内涵. We have to live out that 内涵. We really have to do very good content and we have to go very, very niche. But there again, we have to manage the ruler with the ROI, where how we justify whether is it sustainable. So that's why most of the time for me, I keep rediscovering, re-realization, and a lot of talking, and always going out, see what people is doing, and read a lot of interviews, and understand more about the culture. And like Peter said, he wants to be professional in something, in his profession. So even for me, what we think also, you want to change, you need to be the best out of it. Only you have the ability to change. So that's why we didn't actually like put a lot of effort into other businesses, even though we have a lot of different ventures. But we also just see through, look through. We will not jump in. But still, a lot of people will ask us, "Hey Raymond, what have you been up to?" It's still Oloiya. For the past 10, 15 years, we are still very, very focused into Oloiya. So until now, for me, I'm constantly still rediscovering a lot of things. Then, of course, I have to make sure myself learning every day, so that I know more things. So when I know more things, I can change things or create things.
So when it comes to learning, I think we learn the most when we fail.
Yeah.
Right. I
Like
think
recently, no, we didn't fail, we learned.
we learned. But I do want to know, like, walk us through, both of you. We can start with Raymond first. What is one of the more prominent failures or learnings that you've had in the past 10, 15 years you've been in the business? It could be something recent or something when you just first started. What is one thing that really gave you a core lesson into how you want to run the business, or, how you want to move forward with things?
I always thought I I have the ability to make good product, tell good stories with good packaging, good idea, good concept. But the thing hit me when it don't sell. So it's just something you like. It's just your hobby. It's not something what the market wants. So what we want and what the market wants, what consumer wants is very, very different. But imagine when I fail, then I will doubt myself lor. Huh? 係咪咁㗎? So but even though I doubt myself, I cannot show that I doubt myself. I still okay, come, let's work through this and see how we improve. But at that moment the project failed already. So we didn't lose anything. We learned from the project. So then we move on. I may hit some projects also. But when I hit, then I fail again. When I hit one, I thought, yeah, I hit this one. Yes, this is the right one.
I found the
already.
method, I found the
Yes, I
formula.
thought I know the formula. Then the following campaign I fail again. Yeah, so I think that's life lah. And I think it trains me to recondition myself in terms of the thinking. When the doubtful thing come in, strike me, then immediately I need to fix that. I cannot let the negativity stay on me for more than one day. It will normally the next day I will try to move away. Then I always believe time will heal lah. Just like grief, time will heal. So I will think of this failure thing, this doubtful thing is like a grief where time will heal. So you just have to quickly move on. So that kind of feeling will slowly fade away, and you have to quickly regain that confidence in moving forward.
Then who do you talk to?
Talk to myself most
Oh,
of the time.
really?
Because very hard to really find a person with the same channel, even to Peter, because Peter might have his thoughts. Then when he says something, maybe not I want to hear, but I have to.
He's looking for people to agree
Yeah,
with him,
right? We are-
not
To validate
discuss,
his-
validate
validate
his
And also I'm
emotions.
the rebellious kind of people. Of course, I want to seek for people to agree with what I say and think. But you cannot, it's cannot one. So I cannot fix how Peter talk to me, but I can fix how I think. I can
But at least
fix-
you have that awareness.
yeah, that's why my self-realization sense is very strong one. Because I know we are born to create more things, to do greater things. Then we are born to take more stress, and we eat stress like eat dessert. So I watched this San Guo, Three Kingdoms.
Romance Three Kingdoms.
The Liu Bei, Cao Cao,
Okay,
and
yeah.
Sun Quan. So the Sun Quan is the one of the king lah. So the Sun Quan quarrel with the general. So the general is Zhou Yu,
Okay.
the very famous general. So the king took back the Bingfu, the power of the army lah. So then the mother came out and scolded Sun Quan. He said, Sun Quan, without your general, without your troops and army, you are nothing. So you as a king, 吃一点点亏算什么? Even the king,
What's a little loss to you?
yeah. So as a leader, we are meant to be more 委屈 lah. What is 委屈?
Put in a...
More,
yeah.
you suffer more
Wait,
in a
yeah,
sense. or
you need to have that resilience. Just like the NVIDIA boss say, you need to have that resilience to able to suffer, to able to take more pain. So I have to always fix that pain to, I feel damn good. Yeah, let's move
So I
on.
think you actually not only speak to yourself, it's because it's via these podcast interviews that you say you always look through. You are sort of having a conversation with all these different leaders as well in your own head, based on what they're saying. Like you said, you just quoted Jensen Huang, was it at NVIDIA?
Yeah.
So maybe it's through their advice that you
Yeah.
tend to be
And
able
then I'm very
to...
picky also sometimes. A lot of guru always talk this, talk that. I very scared I take the wrong advice and take the...
You agree? He's always taking the wrong. Is he the kind that watches a video and then he's like, "Oh, this guy said have to do like that"? So
A very good example sometimes is that the advice that other people give you, you might not take it because sometimes it's not at the right time and it's not from the right person. I think I remember many years ago when I came back and I joined Raymond in the business. I told him I think we should do local delicacies own brand, and he told me no, Oloiya should be a bakwa brand. Insistence, remove all the local delicacy, you know. And then suddenly within this year, ASEAN told him, I think you should do local delicacy. Oh, we went full on, all out doing branding, collaboration, sourcing for products already. And I was thinking about it. I was like, many years when I first came back, I proposed this, but he completely just disregarded it because he was
you didn't have his
insistent.
trust. You didn't have credibility.
I know, right? Yeah, I didn't earn it enough.
No
Right?
lah. But back then still not mature enough ma. So now more mature already. So now I wouldn't like disregard immediately. I will stop, think through. Don't quickly make decision first. Yeah, maybe can happen one, but let's think through a bit. Yeah.
But it is true like what Raymond said. I think over the years, as a brand, I think we have been very open to taking risk, calculated risk at least. Not like we gamble off, the whole business, but we have actually invested significant amounts back into the company. A lot of people in the similar industry, they will see it as a cash cow moment. You just milk as much revenue, as much cash as you can from the business, you diversify and go, move on to the next thing. But like what Raymond said, we are still both very invested. In fact, our families are very invested in the business, and over the years we've started to have more corporate structures in place. So now it's kind of like, in the past we don't even meet for board meetings. When I was younger, there was nothing called a board meeting. Just eat. Like when you're having dinner, talk about it or something.
Oh, that's because it's a family business.
It's a family
dinner.
business, yeah.
Grandmother play
Play
mahjong.
mahjong
Only. I said
and discuss business over mahjong.
Do Oloiya is like that one. We
Yeah.
play mahjong. Office 2 people. Oh, that's life.
But thankfully, over the years, I think we've started to adopt more and more corporate-based structures, and there are more proper SOPs on doing it. There are more clear definitions of scopes. Like, when I came back, the first thing I had to do was to write my own job scope. I asked my uncle, what role am I going to assume? And he told me, you go write your own job description. So it felt like I was brought back into the company. There was some sort of a covering, but I'm not sure how to do it, and there wasn't a proper hand holding, or like there's no succession plan. And I think that kind of made the first couple of years really difficult for me coming back. But thankfully, I think we kind of made our way out. And I still remember a very funny story. I came back and I asked, where are the sales forecasts? And they told me it was in the warehouse. So I was confused. I was like, the sales, the historic sales is in the warehouse? Yeah. So I went to the warehouse. It was in all of the carton boxes because it was all manually issued and there's no electronic system. And so for me, when I went back to the factory the first year, that was the state it was, where it was still very traditional, very manual. And slowly we introduced like software, slowly having
Very
from
analog based.
correct, very analog. And I think
Not analog.
digitization really
It's
just
all stored in
began.
the cloud of the brain
Yeah.
only.
So like Peter mentioned the forecast. Oh, my father was say, 20 tons. From where?
From the air,
Yeah.
from my feeling, gut feeling.
From the feeling.
But like it or not, that is something I want to just to cover a little bit, is that their acumen is something that is built over the years out of experience. They might not be able to justify it with you in numbers, but their gut feeling sometimes has some truth in it. I remember being in back for the first year. I was so sure. I looked at the numbers. I did my standard deviations, everything, and then I think I trimmed down the inventory too low, to a point where there's 1 year there's no stock in our freezers, and it means like it's just foregone sale. Like there's still demand, but you cannot supply because I have kept it too low.
That was one
That
your
was one of
fail-
my turning points, and it comes to tell that sometimes there is some form of a wisdom from the previous generation, but they might not be able to articulate it well. So for us, it's always kind of like it's like a mission to unravel why are they doing it this way, but at times it might just be a practice that was handed down over the years.
Something that worked, but you don't know
Yeah.
why.
That's why experience is so important.
Yeah.
It's not like now when we do hiring, I don't care whether you are a degree or master or professor or
Yeah.
whatever. But it's the kind of mindset. One thing very important to me is the kind of attitude, the kind of character, the kind of mindset. Apart from all your papers, I lazy to layan your papers. Then the experience. Then of course your knowledge, your education will have to back what you do.
But
Then you
that's
have to show.
papers.
Yeah. So like for us, I think like Peter also like what he mentioning the first few years, because experience is really really very important. I think a lot of times when we do this kind of content about family business, like we did with ASEAN, the documentary one, in the YouTube one, so we attract a lot of young
Entrepreneurs.
family business owners. So they actually being inspired through our conversation. So I think when we move on, when we build Oloiya, like in this kind of content, sometimes I love to talk to this kind of people, because sometimes they will inspire me and they will give me the courage to do more things. And their acknowledgement to us, it means that we are going on the right way.
It's a two-way
sometimes.
inspirational journey,
Yeah,
like for
yeah.
one another, right? And these people are also running their own family
Yeah.
businesses.
We are on the same ship, facing the same problems, just different contexts.
Most of
yeah.
the time, we just look into the eye only. We feel our pain. I never even say anything except, yeah, bro, I understand. Yeah. He never even try to explain. I say, I know. It's okay. Don't have to tell us more. So only the family business people will, the successor, we all will understand our pain. Yeah.
Wow, that's quite a long learning journey for you guys. And it's been how many years since you guys have been in the business now?
It's going to be my 11th year
11th year.
this year.
I think it's since 2010, 15.
15 years. So you were alone for 4 years lah.
Where I was in
Yeah,
UK
4
for
years. But that 4 years really that 4 years for me is very messy on that 4 years. A bit messy, a bit 乱 I don't know how, that's still discovering.
Would you have done something else then? Has it ever crossed your mind?
I think
To do something
without Oloiya's platform, I'm literally nothing and nobody. I
yeah,
think.
but what if there was no Oloiya? Like, what did you plan to do? What did you want to do as a rebellious, naughty, bad boy?
Depending on what are the opportunities that I met lah, but
It never crossed your mind. From the beginning, it's like, family.
now I really think back, I think I'll be in very bad shape, I feel, without Oloiya. I think without Oloiya, I will be in very bad shape. Yeah, I don't know.
Peter?
I would have gone into creatives, probably something not so related to business. But the thing is that grooming is such an important thing, you know. We call it imprinting. What the parents imprint onto the kid is going to change their lives, because it's only at a very later stage that I realized things like, you know, my mom made me stay away from music, afraid that I won't do business, things like that. But you know, like how Raymond nowadays, he might bring, let's see, out his son, and then like introduce him to things that he likes, and naturally he will grow to like the things that he likes. And I think
Yeah, every morning I see him checking in school, smiling.
Yeah.
哇，係咪真係咁開心㗎？返學
yeah, it wasn't the same experience for
好似以
us.
前返都冇
Yeah.
咁開心嘅。
So it puts it in a way where if you were to ask me, without that imprinting, probably into the creatives, but with this kind of upbringing in this environment, somehow or rather it will be quite close to home. It wouldn't be too far. Maybe I'll still be able to help out from a distance, maybe, but it might not be my first choice going back in. But then again, I do believe that I have always been very independent. I've got my own kind of idea of what I want to do with my life. And that was really a coming of age kind of experience that I had in UK, where it opened up my mind and my eyes. And that was something that was sort of like a turning point for me. But thankfully, at the hindsight now, I don't think I would have gone back into doing anything else if not for the family business, because although I did not enjoy it initially, but I've come to make use of the perks it comes with. You know, like what Raymond say, even if I want to pursue a hobby, I need to have the money to support my hobby, right? So, which puts me into this position where I will still do it out of the honoring of the family tradition,
Oh,
out
wow.
of the honoring of the sacrifices they have made, to send me abroad and whatnot, where it came from. And even as a person growing up, the brand has become such an ingrained identity. It's synonymous to our personal lives. So that is something that I think, as the third generation, at least for myself, something that I will carry on.
Wow.
Yeah. But given that aside, so I will also choose to pursue whatever that I wanted to do at the same time. In a way, make it work together. Like, if you tell me, Nat, you like music, somehow or rather, you will learn music. Maybe it's a part-time class, maybe it's your weekends, your day offs. If you are really passionate about something, you will make sacrifices to pursue it. And I think that's it shouldn't freedom or to choose what you enjoy doing and identity, especially in the family business, shouldn't be something contradicting or conflicting. It's really about
They can exist on
yeah, they
their
can
own.
coexist
Yeah,
together,
coexist at the
but
same
you
time.
just need to find a way to make it work together. Yeah.
Interesting. I think that's a really good insight as to people who are really trying to dedicate their time into their businesses, whether family business or it's your own new business that you're trying to start. Carve some time. You can do some things that you
But
like.
when
as
you
well.
have wife and kids, you will change
that's
your entirely.
that's your new hobby.
Yeah.
Priorities have shifted.
You have no more priority.
Your
You have no more
priority-
your soul. You only left your body is yours only. Your soul is no longer yourself. No,
okay.
but I'm happy. I'm happy.
Got
Happy
it.
sacrificing. Yeah.
Sacrificing is also part of your
Yeah.
identity, right?
Part of it's a blessing. Yeah.
Okay, so now speaking about that, I think we want to move on to the next segment where it's a little bit more interesting. This next segment is where we get our guests to do a little show and tell to really give us a little peek into any point of their lives with a personal belonging. Okay, so Raymond and Peter, what are the items that you've brought over
I think we should
today?
let Raymond go first.
Okay,
Let me go
Raymond,
first.
what is it? How many items have you brought over today?
So, my childhood is my son. My son's childhood is my childhood.
Oh,
So,
you're projecting.
He's projecting.
his favorite
Imprinting.
His favorite. He called it a tat dum dum, but it's actually his favorite lion dance.
That tum tum is his own
Yeah,
vocab for
his
it.
own vocab. So, I actually brought him his drumstick. But this is actually crafted, engraved his name on it lah.
Okay.
So,
Tell us more. Why these things?
so actually, yeah, this is his name, Le Chi. Anyway, why he's so obsessed into lion dance is partly because of me, and it's because I love it so much also,
Okay.
and I love this culture so much until I put in a lot of effort into helping those guys do a lot of events and attend a lot of events, sponsorship, donations, and whatever. But just very active in the industry.
That's why Oloiya is so active when it comes to like Chinese New Year,
Cultural,
like cultural, like
yeah.
lion dances in
Yeah.
like malls
Yeah.
and things like
Yeah,
that. We
yeah.
always see the
Yeah.
whole team
Yeah, it's
there.
partly, I don't know, like since school time, it's either I'm very excited. When the van comes, the only time I get really excited is because it's Chap Gourmet. So I get to go to the shop and watch lion dance. So like in Oloiya, like during Chap Gourmet, lion dance is like a very special date. Like every year since, I think for the past 25 years, it has been like every year, same day, same time in Oloiya from morning till afternoon. There'll be like whole day lion dance routine. Yeah, so I'll be like super excited. Oh, the van will come and pick me up all the way to the shop to watch lion dance. So then when because of the a lot of participation in the troops, so then when my son, when he's 6 months old, then he starts joining me with all the lion dance dinner and events. And now we can go like just the two of us. We will attend one lion dance event, just the two of us. Yeah. So looking at him, like he's so obsessed with lion dance and he likes it so much. At one point I was worried. I was like, "Ayo, say lo, he's so obsessed. Then will it affect his school or whatever?" but better than obsessed with iPad lah, I think.
Okay.
So just let him be lah. So these are his toys. These are his toys, but they are also actually my favorite toys also.
When you were younger.
Yeah. I like all this, but I don't get to have all this.
That's why you're creating
Projecting.
you're projecting,
I love-
printing,
I love
projecting.
lion dance. I love drumming. And I love lion dance, but I don't get to have a drum at home. So I bought him a big drum.
So his son has many drums at home.
Oh yeah, he has. This is the
Fulfilling your own
smallest one.
dreams via him.
This is the smallest one. He had a medium one, and he had a big one. He had 3 drums, and this is his sticks, and and his lion. Lion, he has a few. The adults one, he has one, and this is the mini baby one.
So what, like at home when you're like trying to be on a phone call, he'll be on the side just playing the drums, or like, what is that like?
Yeah, I'll walk out of the house lah if there's a phone
You're
call.
not even like, hey, can you please tone down? You
Yeah.
walk out. You
Now
are
it's
the
a
one
bit-
removing yourself.
Now
from
it's
the
a bit
situation.
unfair to him because there's a baby girl, the little
Oh,
sister.
yeah.
So every time we need to stop him because the sister is sleeping. But it's actually his priority to play, but why I need to stop playing because of the sister is sleeping?
Why do you say it's his priority to play?
I mean, because it's his choice,
It's
so
his
now
choice.
he needs to
Tone down.
he needs to learn how to 找 the sister. Oh, the sister is sleeping, so you cannot play because the sister is sleeping. So because all this while when he's a baby, he don't have these options. He don't have to comply to this option. So now he needs to comply to this option. So I don't know lah, but it's a learning.
Yeah, but that's
It's
a
a-
learning curve of having a sibling too, right?
Yeah.
You are
And
you have
even
a
learning
sibling.
curve for me also.
Yeah.
For to have 2 child and how to treat them fairly. Yeah, this morning I just got scolded from my wife because preparing for the daughter's birthday. Wait, why you spend so much for the son's birthday? The sister one you very chin cai, very okay. Just
Why is
like
that?
this. No, because one thing is very expensive. Number 1. Number 2, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. So
But
I still
when your first
no.
son?
Yeah, first child so it's unfair one, so very unfair. I feel very bad. So but then the daughter I also spend, not to say less, but more meaningful. More meaningful, more content, more meaningful, and I want the guests come to enjoy and have a very memorable experience with during the daughter's birthday. Yeah, I haven't sent you the invitation card. Send you later.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
yeah. So that's it.
So that was Raymond's prized possessions, things that he truly loves through his childhood and never really got to own any of those things. But now that his son has taken over his hobby, he's able to now provide those
Hopefully when
instruments.
he grows up, he watch this
Podcast.
Podcast.
Yeah, he remember
And then,
me.
well, it's now going to be imprinted on the internet forever. So, Lechi, if you watch this, your dad has tried his best to provide you what he thinks you may enjoy. Okay, and
What
hopefully
I
you still
enjoy.
like the lion dance up till today. Like you still do, right?
Yeah,
After
yeah,
so
yeah,
long.
Still.
Okay, Peter.
So
what
I'm
about
going
you?
on a different route because I don't have children.
You don't have
So
children, okay.
my priorities can still be myself. But the first thing I bought is actually a marble chess set.
Oh,
It comes with a story. Okay.
okay.
So I
Very
bought
London
this. No, I bought this when I was in New Delhi in India.
Okay.
Because when I was 14, I represented Malaysia in a international space settlement design competition by
Oh my God, I
NASA.
remember that.
Now you remember, yeah. I was 14. I made it to the school team. I was the designer. I did a lot of artist impressions of what it was like and all that. And so there was a bit of drama. So we represented Malaysia, went to New Delhi, and we were assigned to do a collaboration project. We are collaborating with an Indian team. And the 2 teams have to agree on a design to present in the quarterfinals. So the Indian team was very hard to work with. They were very insistent on their ideas. We came to a standstill. It was quite bad, the discussion. And at the end, what happened was, okay, so we just said, okay, we're going to stick to the first draft. We are not going to amend it, and we're going to present it tomorrow.
The Malaysian team. Or the Indian
It's a
team.
joint presentation. The funny thing was, I don't know how, but we were only 14. I think the eldest was 18. So it's 14 to 18, that age group. The next day when we were doing our presentation, they hacked our laptop and changed the contents of the presentation. And we were presenting it. I was like, what? We never expected things to go that
No
way.
way, yeah.
So we lost the competition, of course, because there wasn't much collaboration going on. It was more of a one-sided thing. But I remember after we lost that competition, we were brought to Taj Mahal. And that's where I bought the chess set, actually. Because Taj Mahal is made from marble and it's pristine, it's like, very beautiful. But the funny thing is, I bought this chess set when I was 14. I've never once played with it. It is heavy. It is made of marble. I'm afraid if I drop the pieces, it will break. But then again, when I look at it, it is really a constant reminder,
Memories.
Memories, but also at the same time, the one lesson that I take away is that sometimes the winning move is to not play the game at all. You don't have to play everyone's game, and you are in control of it. And even if
Just manipulate
there's
the
a
person.
breach, you don't play. Just don't play it. Sometimes walking away is the winning move. Yeah. So that's item number one.
Wow, very meaningful. It comes with a quote too. And I bet you can't throw that away even if you
I
don't
can't.
use it. Yeah.
It has been sitting there for a long
They found
time.
me.
Yeah.
Have you seen this before?
He
I
probably
think I
has.
saw yesterday.
Yeah.
But I didn't
know what
the
it was.
story behind this. Yeah, until today he is.
Okay.
Okay,
So-
second one.
My second item is actually a sign plate from London. Like I mentioned in the podcast and the interview, right? I was in UK for a whole of 4 years. And London has always been a special place in my heart because I was working there for a whole year. And back then, that was my first time experiencing what it felt like to be a foreign worker in a foreign country. When I first went to UK, I had no fears, no hesitation, silent rebellion, right? So just go. I arranged for all of my visas. I wrote into the school, applied for the placement. I got everything sorted out myself. And I never considered any consequences. Like, I didn't have any friends, no family, never been to the UK in the first place, didn't know what to expect. But still, I just brought one guitar and one suitcase.
You
That
brought
was-
a guitar.
I brought a guitar knowing that I might have a lot of time, so I'll learn to play. I can play basic chords now, but I didn't really put in a lot of effort to practice it. But one guitar, one suitcase, that's all I had. But the funny thing is, you go out into the world searching for that freedom you always thought you'd enjoy. And then when I was in London, I remembered I was quite depressed. It could be the weather, the gloomy weather, and also the people are cold. The weather is cold. You are in a foreign place. It's hard to make meaningful connections, especially with the cultural barrier. But the interesting part was coming back home now. This was all I brought back from UK. My pots and pans, everything, gave it off. Sold off everything. This was the only piece of souvenir that I had
Still looks very
from
new.
UK. Yeah, it's sitting on the shelf also. So it's the point where I learned to discover about things like arts, my design preferences, culture and food. Soho is near Chinatown and all that. Vibrant city, Brick Lane. Oh my God, the best salted beef bagel, And this was actually the moment where I realized, I've been looking for something, for freedom, but yet this is the place that I should have been at in the first place. I went out looking for freedom, but yet I brought home a signage. So ironic, because
Yeah.
it's telling me that home is where I'm supposed to be.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
I got one more.
Very, very profound messages from all the things that he's bringing back. Actually, did you ever visit him in the UK?
I only went during the convo.
Oh,
I always thought he enjoyed life so much over there.
but
Because the
turns
mother because when we were younger, the mother will always compare. 你睇細佬幾乖，幾讀書，幾得. Then I remember even my 外婆 always saying 你睇你好快啊，你 always say me 你好快啊 always say him 你睇阿表幾乖，你睇阿表幾乖，你睇阿表讀書幾叻. So since young I always being
Compare.
Compared. Yeah.
but recently, until my Waipo and Waigong went into the hospital, I'm the only one buying food for them every day. This fellow also never go.
I went
Yeah,
once.
he went once, but I'm the one like
Yeah.
initiated a thing. But no, I'm not trying to say these are. I'm not depressed on this. But back then maybe yes, I will feel bad. But
Yeah.
now
Because you're young.
I won't.
He's more of a
But-
family person than
Yeah,
me.
yeah,
lah.
yeah.
Yeah, I maybe 對你好係最大嘅回報啊，or 唔好聽 is 最大嘅報復。
Oh.
Yeah, the bad word
Okay,
lah.
wait, let me finish it.
Yeah.
Short of time already. Okay, last piece is actually J Chow albums.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
We are supposed to look for the cassette.
I couldn't find the cassette.
Yeah, I couldn't find the cassette.
We're not hoarders, Natalie. Like,
Okay.
Yes, I
I
was
think you
thinking.
still have?
I have all my albums for sure, but I never owned a cassette.
Yeah. So generally, it's because this is something that we grew up on. I always thought his albums sounded very different from the first album, second album, third album. It's distinctively different, and you can
From?
tell he's very from itself, like the song direction. I think after Fantasy, you can tell like he's been exploring, experimenting. So it's a constant reminder to be your authentic self, and success will naturally draw to you when you are being authentic.
So you've been a fan of Jay Chou.
I have, but only the old songs.
Yeah. 新歌是完全不会的。
Oh no.
Oh, you don't know the
Some
new
lah,
song.
some lah, but the old songs will have.
I might be
better
cancelled by
memories
J
lah.
Chow's fans, but it's
No, I think a lot of us can relate. I mean,
consensus.
yeah, I even have a playlist on Spotify where I just curate the old songs so that I can just play them.
Or maybe we are aging, you know, Natalie. Like we are at the age where the children think like, oh, your songs are like that, not nice.
So one thing that Jay Chou has said is that today I release a new song. You guys will say, oh, it's a new song, so I don't know
Yeah.
the song. But then 10 years later, you will come and tell me that that song is a good song.
Yeah.
Because now it's an old song, and
Yeah.
now you're like, actually,
It's not bad. Yeah,
it's
yeah.
quite a good song.
It
then
takes
he's like, all,
time.
all my song takes time to really settle down in your body. So
I
whatever
think
you
back
say
then
about my
the
new song.
creation and that mentality also very different. When he's young and we were young also,
Yep.
we can relate each other through the music, through the lyrics.
Yeah, I think things change over time, but I think at the end of the day, your identity really matures and changes. So even though his song has changed quite a bit from back then,
Yeah.
I still feel like there's a sort of like Jay Chou identity to it, but I can't really say what it is.
Yep.
There's no scientific like
It's that-
explanation what it is.
I just feel like he doesn't regard what other people say.
Yeah.
He's already at a point where I can be myself, and
Exactly.
you still like me because
you still-
I'm talented. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that can really apply across like a family business as well, right? So back to the business, Oloiya now has not just stores in Malaysia, we have a presence in Australia, Hong Kong, Macau. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So are there any other plans to expand into other international markets in the future? And if so, why?
Yeah, definitely. I think because one regulation compliance is one thing that I'm looking at the moment. So for a long time, I think for Oloiya itself, it's something that I've always wanted to pursue when I joined the company, knowing that the product itself is of a certain quality that can be on international platforms. We've been to many Chinese exhibitions. We've tried different products there. Aside from the brand value itself, I do feel that the product can go far in other markets. So take Hong Kong for example. It is not like Malaysia or Singapore, where bak kwa is not a seasonal product. In fact, it's a daily consumed snack product. So for us, it makes sense to enter into markets like this to leverage on our seasonality because, like what Raymond said previously, good 70% of the revenue is generated during the seasonal period. And I think at the moment, with the balance of the additional time, we have so much capacity. And which is why even entering into Hong Kong and Macau itself is one of the milestones for the company at the moment. And in fact, we entered right after COVID. So once COVID recovered after the MCO was lifted, that was when we sent our first container into Hong Kong. And a lot of people would think like, COVID was meant to delay progress. But I think depending on how you see it, there are opportunities within the market. And definitely at the moment, aside from that, we are looking at places like Thailand, which is our neighboring country. And with China coming in, especially into the RCEP itself, so it's a whole region where China and ASEAN is together, combined together. Uh, I think that is going to open up a lot of new doors for opportunities, but there is going to be a lot of reinvestments that's required to meet that compliance level.
That's a very technical way of really sharing everything. So, what about the dreamer? Do you dream the same, or is there a place where you're like, I want to get my stuff there. I don't care about the technicalities.
We went to expos, and of course we talked to a lot of buyers. I don't like the feeling to beg people to buy your stuff. I don't like that kind of feeling. I have strong feeling with the products that we create. You see, like iPhone don't beg you to buy one.
Yeah, they're like, you
You
want to
will-
buy?
you
I
go
don't
and-
care if I'm getting more expensive.
Exactly. So to me, I'm not worried about market. I'm not worried about where are we going. My only concern is our product damn good? Are we that good that people really come and beg for your product? So my focus is still creating good things, really really damn good product. So I always tell Peter. Then a lot of times we also argue like, is this really good, damn good, really good? 真係要好。Then we move on from there.
I see.
Then of course, but still like just like 好靚女 doesn't mean 好多男仔追。Because 好靚女 then 好多人好靚女 so 好艱難追。So like good product also, you might not find the right buyer. But I believe, especially the energy when you do a good product with a good brand and good packaging, you will find the right person.
Yep.
Just like our Hong Kong buyer. It's all because back then, if we rewind back, it's back then when we started the whole Buck Off brand. The whole brand
What is
didn't
Buck Off?
Buck Off
It's our
our
snack
diversification
series.
of 10 flavors of bakwa, the whole new series. It was 2018,
Yeah,
2019 around there, or 2017,
What do you
2018,
mean?
19.
Tell us more. What is this diversification?
So it's called, basically the tagline is called Bakwa Anytime. So Buck Off. So we have this sub-brand called Buck Off. And the first year we had 5 flavors. And second year we add on another 5 flavors. So we have total of 10 flavors.
What are these flavors like?
We had mala, salted egg, nasi lemak, chili sambal, curry,
Ooh.
tom yum,
Black pepper,
black pepper,
garlic,
tomato, garlic.
is it nasi lemak?
Nasi lemak
Nasi
mentioned
lemak.
already. Hey, it sounds like a very good souvenir for tourists to
Yeah.
bring
Yeah.
back. But there are regulations about
There are
bringing-
regulations with bringing
Yes.
meat products back. So
That's why a lot
Yeah.
of restrictions, and that eating bakwa culture is just different. So I remember one thing hit me quite bad one during the store sampling, some sampling things that we are doing in the store. Not even one pack was sold during the whole day of sampling. Not even one. So most of the customers after they eat, oh, I still prefer the classic one. So they went in and they bought the classic one. So at that moment of time, I feel we did something quite bad. Because why? We printed a lot of packaging. And we wasted a lot of packaging. And the volume is so huge. We throw a lot of products when it expired. So the whole project, we learn. We didn't lose, but we learn.
I realize he never says we failed, right? It's
it's-
always a learning process.
Yeah, it's just a very costly learning, a very costly fee. But then we put a lot of effort in talking, into positioning the product. So we did a very good branding. From that branding exercise and campaign, and that's where we started most of our collabs ideas and campaigns. It's because of Buck Off. And also from there, because we started off like putting so much effort building the brand, it benefits into the future overseas buyers. When they look at it, they find it very differently. But the local market just tak jadi.
because the effort was that Chinese New Year has always been a gifting season, so people would want their bakwa to be in large pieces. You know, you want to see that there's high value, but to enter into the snack market, then the pieces could be downscaled to more bite size. So we're trying to experiment with the serving portion size, packing concept. So it's less of gift oriented kind of product, but more of a daily consumable product. But that being said, of course, like what Raymond said, it is a learning curve for us because the local consumption pattern is so wired, that it's very hard to change the consumer's behavior unless there's a very, very good reason to do so. So what they told us from the experience is that don't try to make bakwa a non-festive product. It is a festive product.
Yeah.
You might as well just focus on selling
Yeah,
it during the
don't-
festives.
Don't try to 逆水啊,水能推舟 like river flow, so you don't go against
Don't
the
try
flow.
to go
Don't try
against
to
the
go
current.
against the
current,
flow.
yeah.
So back then, because we also haven't tried before, so we wanted to try. We wanted to spin off. We wanted to go non-festive. We failed miserably.
But we did our market research. It is the right move. We know that it might not work in Malaysia, but it might work in other countries, which was the first project that opened up doors for us in Hong Kong. So in a way, it didn't work locally, but
Yeah.
if you do your homework right, I think it still fits a market. There's still
Yeah, I've
demand
seen a
for
couple
it.
of Hong Kong celebrities
Yeah.
talking about
Yeah.
this.
We have
this
been on
product.
a lot of talk shows and kind of TV series in Hong Kong, but of course there are seasons. The company,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep, I see. Oh, so I think that's quite a good innovation that you've put in place of the
Yeah.
company. Apart from it's still bakwa.
It's very random one because at that time we were talking about Sasim, what are the new flavors you have? Then I nampak the list got why got 15, 16 flavors?
So I
many one.
can't tell him the honest truth of how many flavors we are doing. He'll launch all.
So I told him because back then also most of the brands in Malaysia normally they will launch one new flavor a year.
Yeah.
Most is one, and every year, sometimes like every 2 years one flavor. Then when I look at it, I say, hey, why not we do 10. I think at first I said 10 or something. I said, hey, can pick 10 ma. Then we have the Malaysian flavor, we have nasi lemak, chili sambal, curry. Then we have the hot pot series, mala, bak kut teh, tomato. And then we have the very a few more like garlic, then black pepper, whatever. Hey, also this one also tastes very nice. Or each of it also tastes very, very unique. Then I
That
said,
was your
why not?
idea.
Then why not we do 10? Then he said, huh, 10? He also a bit shocked, but he also go crazy with me. Okay lah, we launch 5 first. Second year we launch another 5. So our tagline very LC one. We say 口味不多色种而已. Yeah.
Like we don't have much flavors, just
Only
10.
10.
Yeah, just 10.
But
So-
the brand itself was
So for
carrying
the
the
bakwa
attitude, yeah.
industry to do this, what the consumer see, not I think the biggest influence is not towards the consumer, but more to B2B clients. What the brands see, when the brand look at us, they feel, wow, Oloiya is a very 很多可能性的 brand. It's a lot of things can
Filled with
explore,
possibilities.
a lot of possibilities, and there's a lot of things that they can do with the Oloiya brand. Then that's when all the collabs come in, the Nerd Unit, the TNT Co, Guinness, Marmite, ASEAN, and whatever, and so on.
Yeah, you guys had a very successful series with one of Malaysia's most
Yeah.
credible food
Yeah.
reviewers.
OG, the
OG,
OG.
right? ASEAN.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people went viral. A lot of people
Yeah.
enjoyed that series where they really deep dived into your business story.
That was one of my project which I really hit when we first start talking, because most of the time Peter and I normally Peter will create product based on what they can do during the R&D process. They will do a lot of try and error. They have a lot of considerations, scaling, mass produce, raw materials, consistency, whatever. But then I like to think things from a very different perspective. That's why I start talking to ASEAN. I say, ASEAN, why not we start from storytelling,
Yep.
from content building, then we convert it into a product. So we start the other way around, which is something very different. Of course, Peter also tried to comply, otherwise he will think I'm crazy. But I think that's a very good case study. But before this project, we fail one, and this project, after ASEAN, I fail another one. So imagine out of 3 projects,
Yeah.
I actually failed 2, I hit 1. Yeah, that's why if you're asking us about product making, I still think making a good product is very important. And then keep the very good energy and aura, then the law of attraction, then you will meet the right client and the client will sign the deal off. I feel.
So do you think you guys make the best products out of all the bakwa companies in Malaysia?
I think every different brands has their own strength.
No
Yeah.
political correct
They
answer. Honesty, honestly.
I'm good friends with all the brands.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Longkei, the Malaysian brand are Longkei, Yun Zhen Hyung, Beng Hyung, we are all good friends. And they all make good bakwas also. I think for the industry to grow, all these brands have to constantly keep improving. Then the bakwa industry will grow. Otherwise, to a lot of new customers, they will see, oh, bakwa is a sunset industry.
Yeah.
But no, all the new successor, they are all taking over their business. Everybody is doing something. Everybody is trying to innovate. Everybody is trying to be different, do
It's
something
like a
different.
community, right?
Yeah, and it's so small. The community is so small. So if we hit against each other, we try to kill against each other, means we are trying to destroy
Kill
the
the
industry.
business.
And then to a lot of consumers, if I'm not from the industry, when I want to buy something during Chinese New Year, why must I choose bakwa? So many options. I can go organic shop, buy Just Life or BMS Organics or whatever. I can buy a lot of gift. I can buy Yuan Sang, I can buy Lo Hong Ga, I can buy Gam Ye Ye. I got so many options. Why must I buy bakwa? And bakwa is not healthy.
So why
So-
must I buy bakwa?
Yeah, because it's a culture. So all these bakwa players, and the very important one, we all cow yakko yokon to yonga. So you all must buy. Otherwise, we cannot raise the rest of
the rest
staff
of
and
the
family.
generation, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I think bakwa is is a very special, very unique culture for Malaysian and Singaporean. Only Malaysian and Singaporean will queue up to buy bakwa. Other than Malaysia and Singapore, other countries, they don't have this culture at all.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think it's something worth continuing the tradition. And most of the time, like people buy bakwa, they queue under the sun, under the rain. Most of the time, you see the amount of bakwa they buy, it's not for their own one, not for their own consumption, just to buy and give to thank the person, business partner, people that they want to thank. I think that's why it's way more than the bakwa. It's the samyi behind the Chinese culture.
It's the intention, and it's the intention behind the gift, basically. It's not so much about the product, but of course you want to make a good product
Yes.
that whoever receives it, enjoys the product thoroughly as well. Okay, so we've talked about so many different things today. I would just want to know, as two people who have really just been trying to make sure that this family legacy, this whole business comes through as a very innovative one still amidst the whole tradition and culture. I wanna know, what does a legacy mean to you guys? What does a business legacy mean to you guys?
Something similar, he asked me.
Yeah, I think for different people, yeah, when it comes to family business, when you say legacy, I'm doing my masters now. I intend to do my PhD, so I'm quite well versed in this academically. So one of the main theories that a lot of people talk about is called the social emotional wealth theory. So there are four components into it. Why is it called social emotional? Is because there's emotions involved, and the value that you see from the family business sometimes does not only come through financially, it comes through other forms. The four main components are family control and influence. It comes from identity. It comes from succession and renewal. So someone from your family inherits it. And the last part is on emotional attachment. So these four components is a common major theory in family firm studies. But if you were to ask me from my perspective sometimes, I think I don't see it so much more as a need for family to control it. I think at my generation, at least, with me and Raymond, if you ask us, if someone wanted to buy Oloiya at a good price, his question will always ask me, his question will be, will the amount shake my principles? Is it big enough to tempt me into saying yes? And I think at the end of the day, it is a very realistic question. For me, it has never been about family control, but for my previous generations, they have. So for me, legacy is a lot more about sustainability. I see it that every generation brings something to the table. Okay, and you reap whatever you reap during your generation, but the idea is for it to be sustainable in a sense where you pass it on so that the next generation will reap from it. So for me, my legacy part is really about it being a sustainable business, and be it whether or not it's going to be someone from the family. For me, I don't care. I couldn't care less. But I think just keep doing my best to add on the value that I bring in my generation or within my capacity to enrich it and then pass it on. That's my legacy. Because the first generations were the founders, the second generation they expanded it, the third generation we are innovating it, and then who knows, maybe during this generation we can diversify a little bit more, make it a little bit more resilient, and then head on to the next. But for me, that's really my take on it, where family and business have to be separated. So my take is that you want to talk business, talk the business. You want to talk family, discuss it in the dining room. So make it clear cut, make it more corporate, make the scopes clear. Yeah. I don't know about you.
There's this Chinese quote, 正心修身齊家治國平天下
Okay.
得天下. So 正心 is you have to have a good intention. Good intention. 修身 good character. 齊家 you need to know how to manage your family. Then 治國 means to rule a country lah. So it's like managing your business lah. So 治國平天下得天下, then the ultimate success lah behind. So why does this family management is in front of 治國 齊家治國? That's why 呢次嘅詞係齊家嘅齊. So to me legacy 齊家 is a very important part. You have to fix, and that's where I realize it when as we get more matured and I have kids, and I cherish the relationship of the family more and more. Because only you 齊家家和萬事興, then only you can 治國. Then that's where the legacy is sustainable. Of course, from the business perspective, it has to, and the partnership status, the relationship of the partners has to be sustainable also. If each and everyone, I used to have this also, this bad intention, it will ruin the whole thing. Don't talk about business, whether it's profiting 又係嘈交嘅. No profit 又係嘈交嘅. So to me, it's always the front part. Fix this will be good.
It will
The good
naturally come
energy
along.
will move on. So as for now, whatever I do, things I see now to the future between me and Peter, of course we have conflicts, we have different thoughts and whatever. I see a lot of other businesses, a lot of listed companies also, a lot of brothers. You will have this issue. 嘈交 is a 必然thing, but how you respond and manage that
react.
is very important. Are we constantly triggering that? If I want to 嘈交 with Peter, very easy. I keep triggering him. I keep provoking him.
I'll
Then,
choose to walk away.
yeah, then,
Without playing the game.
yeah. Then it's a form of, then he used that kind of way to treat me, then which means I'm damaging the relationship. And this is not going anywhere.
Yep.
I realized this when there's one year when we talk about Chinese New Year campaign, we make a decision into something not his idea and not my idea. So we give in a 0.5, and we add on, it sums up, is more than 1. So I always feel this taking one step back, sometimes it's okay.
One step back, 2 steps forward.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes 就是, very hard to explain this kind of feeling. But not always is a successful case study, but I tend to always fix my mind to make sure I
A
don't.
lot of talking to yourself.
Yeah, I make sure I don't have this bad intention. So long you have good intention, you have good energy, then your luck will be there.
Everything will
Yeah,
come along.
the luck will be there.
Since Let's is going to watch this podcast, can he have the right to choose what he wants to do?
That was going to be my next question. Just before we wrap up, can your children, and now Lechi, since Lechi is around, like, does he have the right to choose what he wants to do, or does he have to?
Yes, he can. From a father perspective, yes, he can.
No, you only have one perspective. He grows up. He's 20. He's like, Dad, I just want to be a mechanic.
I'll share him the podcast if you say no in the future.
Yeah, I'll mind him to take up the business.
The same thing you did to Peter. It's like it worked one time.
So
you
that's
should
why I
work it.
kept sharing, like, be able to sacrifice for some other, for the people you love is a form of blessing.
Yeah, but
And
that may
sometimes
not be a blessing to you.
and sometimes we are born to that mission.
But I think the gist of it is that when the reason is greater than yourself, it becomes purpose.
Yep.
So, and to go in to do something that has a power to impact generations, it needs to come from an angle of purpose and rather than self. So it's less of a selfish idea of what I want, but it's about what I can do to impact a business or create a ripple effect that will carry on for
I
generations.
think to add on, I need to ensure one thing is Lechi. Number one, he needs to go through a bit of suffer and resilience to have this resilience. Number two, I need to pass on my wisdom to him so that he knows how to handle all these little things and a people skill. I foresee in future the younger generation will have very bad people skill because they are also attached to tabs, online chat, WhatsApp, whatever. So a lot of times, like my team, when they chat, when they send message, I say you call, because when you type, sometimes people get you misinterpret. So you put a smiley and then the whole text will be a lot different also. So sometimes even if I receive that message, I feel something provoking, but I will tell myself it's not. It's just that I might misinterpret.
That's your interpretation.
That's
of it.
my approach, but it will make things better. So I want to pass on more wisdom to my son, so that he knows how to make a decision whether he want to sell Oloiya, enjoy his life,
Oh, so
or
the
he
decision
want
still
to
goes back to him.
no, because I think maybe by then, if we are still healthy, yes, we can still look after the business. Or like Peter, at one point he wants to have his life, then of course we can hire a food science guy come and take over. And I always tell the team, I said, one day we are growing. So the only moment that why we can still be here, because we are constantly growing and improving. If one day I don't have that capability anymore, I need to walk away. Same goes to you
Yep.
guys. I whether I want to put on somebody on top of you guys is depending on whether you want to grow or not. If you don't want to grow, out you go. That's it.
Our end
Same-
goal is to retire and pass on authority. We just manage from afar. I think I'll be okay with it, but yeah, he might have different thoughts. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't. If you ask me now, I really don't know, because the business now too many uncertainty,
Yep.
and the cycle and trend, things are changing so fast. I remember I went to China to this the Communist Party training. I was sent there through some association.
One
One
last
of the
story, yeah?
professor was sharing. He asked us, guys, what is 什么叫做一个时代? What is a generation? Then some people raise, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. Then the professor say, iPhone 16 to iPhone 17 is one generation. Can you imagine things are so fast? It's way faster than we can expect. So imagine every day I have this stress where market is moving so fast and we are not catching up. Imagine you try to be lazy, you chill, you slack a bit, have a coffee. Imagine people already walk so fast. But that kind of pace now in Hong Kong, you see how the Hong Kong and China people work. If they look at us, we can be very chill. Our value is different. In another word, we are just incompetent. We are just not as competitive as the China people. Imagine all these brands are coming in and you are not ready, out you go.
Yep.
Same goes to KOL, content creator. You see the China creator KOL, they can talk so fast. Content, how to pitch their content, how to position their content, how to manage their content. They are so fast and so good at it and so cheap. Very cheap. And talking about mass is because the 内卷 and cause them to need to improve so fast. So I worried now is because I don't know whether the future the children can be that competitive or not. But there are so many uncertainties lah. So for me, for personally myself, I just have to keep improving, and
Yep.
that's the only thing I can do. For my son, I just have to make sure he enjoy his childhood, and he needs to be ready that somehow if we are not here, no longer here anymore, he needs to have the ability and capability to either take care of himself, the family, and our legacy.
I think it's really about like instilling values that you find very important to your next generation so that whatever they do with it, it's up to their decision, right? And to really wrap everything up today, right?
Wrap
To really
again.
wrap everything up, I have one question that I ask all my guests at the end, all right? And it is, can each of you recommend one restaurant in Malaysia to our listeners? It could be something that you love so much, and what's the best restaurant to get it? Or like just top of your head right now, what's your favorite restaurant in Malaysia?
Okay, in Malaysia all time, it's so hard to just pick
I
one.
know, it's our pride.
Any price range?
Nope, no price range, just go crazy. Whatever that you enjoy.
Okay, recently I am very, very into nasi kerabu for some reason. I'm a big fan of nasi kerabu, and I also like to go for all these different Malay joints. I've been to tell me about like Moknab or all these viral places. I've been there, but one place I always go back to is actually called Kantan at Plaza Damas.
Okay.
So they serve very, very authentic Malay style food, and then very, very delicious nasi kerabu. Yeah.
Oh, Kantan.
Kantan,
Kantan in
Plaza Damas.
Plaza Damas, nasi kerabu.
Yeah. I prefer something that's more down to earth, something more daily, not so much of a bougie Michelin thing, but being a Malaysian is one of those flavors that I think you'll appreciate.
What about you?
I think Kai Fan never go wrong.
Okay, where at?
Kai
Which
Fan.
one?
Petaling Street, Kai Yong. So yeah, a lot of people know Lam Hyong, which has been very famous for Kai Fan. But Lam Hyong is now mainly the tourist people eat lah. A lot of Chinese people. Yeah, so the ex-worker staff of Lam Hyong, they actually went over next door to open Kai Yong. But they have been there for 20, 30 years already lah.
Okay.
So very nice Kai Fan, very nice chicken and rice, which I think most of the Malaysian Kai Fan is their staple lah. Never go wrong one Kai Fan. So whenever if you want to have a more healthier version, you can take chicken breast and with lesser pak fan and with no soy sauce. If you want more flavorful, you go for the kai pei, kai yi dou and yao fan. Yeah, that's the best.
All right, so we have recommendations for nasi kerabu and also chicken rice. So if you guys are into that, go and try them and let us know if you actually do try them and tag them as well if you do enjoy them, okay? Thank you for listening to today's episode. I think today my takeaway is really that a family business is really not the easiest to take over. But if you do want to, there comes a lot of circumstances and situations where will actually force you into maturing, into learning how to take your responsibilities as your own and really be accountable for them, whether it is for the customers or whether within the family. I think there's just so much to take away and you're constantly learning, and the only thing that's constant is truly change. Right, so this was The Whole Story, a podcast series brought to you by V On Air, Resorts World Genting, first ever online radio. Raymond and Peter, just before you go, one last thing you would like to say to our audience?
I think we've taken up enough time, but thank you for having us.
Yeah, if you like more, then we go for next episode, one more episode.
For sure. If you guys would like, do leave us a comment. This was The Whole Story, a podcast series brought to you by V On Air, Resort World Genting's first ever online radio. And if you like more stories about Malaysians who have an impact, remember to follow us for more upcoming stories or do tag us at Resorts World Genting. Till then, we'll speak to you next time. Bye-bye.